So most of our choices are made unconsciously. And the disease or the illness or the catastrophe is a gift because it induces an opportunity for consciousness. For example, if you're meditating with a Zen master and you start wandering, or your mind starts to, start getting engaged in follies, you all of a sudden get a whack. And it brings you, it's called be here now. The whack comes from our soul. Our soul is the part of us that's whole. It's the part of us that knows the truth of us. It's the part of us that isn't afraid of death, that is willing to learn. Soul means God within. Consciousness and soul mean the same thing. When we are becoming unconscious or derailed in our spiritual contracts, our soul contract with each other, we're moving in the wrong direction, we're getting addicted, we're getting in states of denial. Spirit delivers us an awakening. And I want to encourage everybody to embrace these challenges of diseases, not as impediments, as challenging as it can be, but as gifts. And remember, it's very painful and very challenging to have a child, but people don't complain about that because their orientation toward it is different. They think they're getting what they want, right? Well, if you realize that the whole purpose of life is to learn to love better, and that almost every religious philosophy says God is love, then any so-called disease or impediment or challenge has to be the gift of love itself. And the only gift is to learn to love better, which requires a higher level of awareness. Without awareness, how do you know who to love, when to love, and how to love? So to me, this is also an excellent example of checking yourself to say, what is happiness for me? Because if I was only happy when things were going my way, I wasn't happy. I was a child. You understand? Absolutely. That's hard reality. And the spiritual practice of learning to love is learning to love yourself enough to take responsibility for yourself. That doesn't mean you have to be alone. That doesn't mean you lose your friends. It doesn't mean you don't rely on brothers, families, sisters. It means that you make an effort to do the things that you can do and should do, so that you're not leaning on other people to take responsibility for what you have created or what has come into your life. Otherwise, you become a parasite to them.
Yeah.
Yeah.